While many have recovered, 1,300 remain in critical condition, suffering from acute kidney failure. The announcement came as quality inspection officials revealed that about 20% of dairy companies so far tested nationwide in China have been found to have sold products tainted with melamine. The General Administration of Quality Supervision, Inspection, and Quarantine, is the name of that organization in China, added that of 22 companies found to have produced contaminated baby formula, 2 had exported the formula to other countries. Apparently, the countries to where it was exported include Myanmar and Bangladesh. The companies involved are Yashili and Suncare. More news from Nigeria, from the southern part of the country around the Nigerian Delta. As we reported yesterday, the militants had declared an oil war, and in fact this morning now they are claiming to have blown up a major pipeline. The Movement for the Emancipation of the Niger Delta, or MEND, the most prominent of the groups, said that it blew up a pipeline that it believes is operated by Royal Dutch Shell and Italy's Egypt. According to MEND, quote, a very major trunk crude oil pipeline has been blown up today at 9:30 a.m. We believe it may belong to both Egypt and Shell. The latest attack is a rare daylight one. It was not immediately confirmed by the military. Hours earlier, MEND was reported to have destroyed a Royal Dutch Shell oil flow station in the same area. The attack on the Shell station is in the Urubiri flow station in the Urubiri area. The attack on Urubiri was the third on a Shell target in 48 hours. U.S. company Chevron is in the same area. They've also seen attacks close to its installations this week. It's amazing that the MEND people actually know who owns the pipelines. I suspect they have a pretty good map themselves. There's been another piracy off of Somalia. A ship with 22 mostly Indian crew members on its way from the Suez Canal to Mumbai has been hijacked. It's being taken to Somalia, this according to the Indian Coast Guard. The Hong Kong registered vessel is called the Stolt Valor. It was taken over by pirates about 35 miles off the coast of Yemen. Among the 22 crew members are 18 Indians and 2 Filipinos, a Bangladeshi, and a Russian. India's Maritime Rescue Center was alerted to the hijack by the Singapore-based Information Sharing Center, which received a call from an Indian cadet on board the ship, informing them that 15 pirates had boarded the vessel and were taking it to the Somalia coast. Here's a couple of interesting stories. Both occurred on Saturday night, and they both involve trains. Although they're, I guess, not necessarily funny, maybe in light of the rest of the news we've been discussing, that might seem funny. First one comes from Fargo, North Dakota. Police say that a man who wanted his picture taken next to a moving train suffered what authorities called train rash, but he didn't suffer any serious injuries when he got too close to the train. Fargo Police Sergeant Jeffrey Scusa said that the 34-year-old man and 2 friends were in Fargo, North Dakota for a conference. He said they went around the security gate to the train station at a train crossing so he could have his picture taken. The sergeant said that the man thought the picture would be better if he got closer to the train. However, as he was getting closer to the train, he stumbled and the train caught his back, ripping his shirt and pants. Scusa called it, quote, a bad case of train rash. He also said, of course, alcohol was a factor. He did not release the man's name, but he was treated and then subsequently released from an area hospital. Further to the east, about 3 states over, in Benton, Illinois on Saturday night, a southern Illinois man he succeeded. He lit a cigarette near the railroad tracks. Authorities say 25-year-old Brandon Robles escaped serious injury Saturday night when he was clipped by a passing Union Pacific train when he stopped near the tracks for a smoke. Workers on the train told authorities they thought they'd hit a man. This ended up launching a search that included dogs, but nobody was found. Robles actually managed to walk home, only to call emergency dispatchers hours later to report that he couldn't get out of bed. He was treated at a hospital. Robles told investigators he'd been drinking heavily and saw the train approaching when he stopped at the tracks for a cigarette. Well, you begin with stuff that you couldn't make up if you had to most wild imagination in the world, and you end with stuff that you couldn't make up either. We'll keep our eyes on all this. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. The stock market is still hovering about 300 points down. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.